Why the tortoise's shell is cracked. A traditional African folktale. Long ago, when animals still spoke and lived as one big community, there lived a tortoise named Mbeku. He was well known throughout the land, not for his strength or speed, but for his wit. Mbeku was clever, smooth-talking, and always thinking up ways to outsmart others. Unfortunately, he was also terribly greedy. One day, the birds of the forest received a very special invitation. The sky people were hosting a great feast in the clouds, and all the birds were welcome. The message was clear. Food would be abundant, joy overflowing, and it would be a gathering to remember. Excitedly, the birds began to prepare. They cleaned their feathers, sang songs of celebration, and readied themselves for the journey to the sky. Mbeku, who had no wings of his own, overheard the news and desperately wanted to attend. So he approached the birds with a plea. "If each of you could lend me just one feather," he said sweetly, "I could make a pair of wings and join you. I have never seen the sky, and I would love to witness such a wondrous feast." The birds, generous and unsuspecting, agreed. One by one, they gave up a feather. Soon, Mbeku had enough to make himself wings. Though he looked a bit ridiculous, he could fly. As the group prepared for the journey upward, Mbeku had one last idea, a sly trick. "My friends," he said, "since this is such a special occasion, let us each choose a new name to go by at the feast. I, for example, will call myself All of You. Doesn't that sound noble and inclusive?" The birds, thinking it a harmless game, agreed, and so they flew together into the sky. When they arrived, the sky people welcomed them warmly. Great dishes of pounded yam, roasted antelope, spicy vegetables, honeyed fruits, and sweet palm wine were laid out before them. The host smiled and declared, "This feast is for all of you." At once, Mbeku stepped forward. "That is I," he exclaimed proudly. "I am all of you, and so this feast is mine." Before the birds could object, he began eating, and he ate everything. He drank all the wine, chewed every morsel, and left not a crumb behind. The birds, furious and still hungry, waited until the feast was over. Then, without a word, they each took back the feathers they had lent him. Mbeku was left alone, stranded in the sky. Panicking, he begged one of the birds to fly down and deliver a message to his wife.